Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Thank you for joining me for the latest episode of the Margarete Miller 5-prompt weekly challenge Lucky Dip. So I've got my prompts in a bag here. I've added the latest two that have been on the archive, so that's numbers 25 and 26 have now been added in. So I'm almost up to date with the prompts, so they're all in here. I just sort of added them two at a time when they appear on the archive. I think I've got plenty to choose from. Right, so bit of a swish round and then I'll just pick one at random and see what we get. And then I'll have to go away and find all the things for a bit. Oh, I've got right back to number 2, CW Planner 2. A person, an image from a magazine, a doodle, a piece of washi tape, a tea bag cover, and the bonus is an illustration. Okay, so that should be not too difficult to do. I can get most of those things quite quickly. So I'll turn off the camera, go and find the things, and then I'll be right back. Hiya, I'm back. It's actually 2 days later now because the last 2 days have been absolutely crazy. After I went off to search for all my bits and pieces to go in the collage, we had a message from Jenny that she'd had a really bad night with Alyssa. Alyssa's quite poorly. She's had a really nasty cough and cold. They got her tested. It wasn't the nasty lurgy. It was just a really bad cough and cold. And so we just went over. Instead of coming back to finish this, we went over and kept her company for the day while her other half was out, and spent the day with them. And then yesterday they had to go back to work and she was still rough and couldn't go back to nursery. So we went and fetched her and had her over here for most of the day until she got to the point where she had to go home. She was missing mummy too much. She really wasn't herself. She was, full of cold, and she did very well to stay with us as long as she did, I think. So we got her back, and there was a certain amount of chocolate cake and ice cream involved in cheering her up at one point, because she really, really, really wanted mummy at that stage. So we kind of had a little bit of bribery went in, but she was okay, and we got her back and she was fine. So yeah, so the last 2 days completely taken over with that, and of course family always comes first. So hence it's now 2 days later before I can get back and finish this collage and this video. Goodness knows what's going to happen for the rest of the week. The week just seems to be disappearing, and I've got things cropping up on it every day. Life seems to be kind of taking over a little bit, and I'm finding it a bit more of a struggle to get into my craft room and do my videos. So whether I'll get another one up this week, who knows. So I better get cracking and get this going. So this was the image I found from a magazine. Now the magazine is a WI magazine, Women's Institute. I did used to belong to it for a while, and then the WI I belonged to had to close, but I did have some of the magazines that come with part of your membership, and this was what they call their mental well-being issue. And this was the image on the cover, and I just love this image. I think I don't know what it is, I just love it, and I wanted to use it. So I've just roughly torn it out. So I think I need to just kind of get it a little more tidied up. So I'll do the best I can. As you know, I'm not the best at fussy tearing, but I don't really want it to be cut. I do want it to have that sort of slightly softer torn edge. So I'm just going to try and bring it a bit closer to the edge of the image without trying not to tear off too much of the image itself. I just think it's a wonderful image. I don't know what it is. I remember when the magazine arrived, thinking, oh, I love that picture on the front. Just something about it that I just really like. So I thought it would be nice to try and get this in, but it is quite large, and I'm only using quite a small book, so it's going to be tricky to get it in, as well as the other things that are required. But I'm going to do my best to try and get it all onto the page. I mean, things like the washi tape and the doodle, they're just little filler things. So there's not a huge number of actual big things I need to get on here. Let's see how close I can get to the top here, because this is the bit that's a bit too close, a bit too too tall really, so I might have to tear off this bit across the bottom, but I wanted to keep this little phrase in, so she was going to have to sacrifice a bit of her neck and shoulders there, I think, but try and keep the little phrase. Otherwise, if I can't keep it in, I'll put that on separately. It's a bit tricky to tear out, but I'll do my best. See if I can get it in, because it just says it's okay not to be okay, and I think that's something that, particularly over the past year, is something we can all, live by really. Because a lot of people have not been okay, and I'm sure a lot of you have felt that yourselves, as have I at times, so I really would like to keep that in. I might have to, there we go, just try and play around this a little bit more and see how it looks once I've got most of it off. Okay, let's see how that fits now. So I've got that bit there that could just tuck in between those, that bit, that bit I will struggle with, between the little circles there. So I can get that on okay, I think. I can always trim that off a little bit at the bottom there. I think that fits quite nicely, and I do like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so I'll get rid of that bit. It just so happens, and it also calls for a tea bag cover, and I had this one. It's the only, I mean, this is the only ones we buy in tea bags. These are sleep tea bags. My husband drinks this quite often in the evening, and it goes so beautifully with the colours, so I had to use that. So I could just tuck that in there, I think. And I think I'm going to use it as a pocket and put my prompts in the pocket there. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's the tea bag. That's the image from the magazine. It says a person. Well, she is a person, but she's not a real person. So also from the same magazine, there was also this image, which I also really like. And she is a person. So I'm thinking I might try and just take that out and see if that will work. Otherwise, I'll have to look in my box of vintage people to see if one of those will fit. I'm going to try this lady first, because I also really like this image. And it kind of stays in the theme a bit. If you can say that there's a theme to any of these. But the theme of well-being, I think, because actually the tea bag kind of fits in with that theme as well, doesn't it? The sleep tea bag. I mean, I wasn't going for that theme, it's just the way things have panned out. And with the things that I found, really. So I'm just going to tear around this and see if that will fit in somewhere, because I do quite like that. And I think that would work as my person as well. And you've got a little bit of a few bits of orange and yellow in this halo of well-being things. There's candles, and there's knitting, and there's healthy eating, and all sorts of things sort of in here. Just so I think if I put her up there, that might just work for me. Let's see. So what's left? That's the person, magazine image. A doodle and a piece of washi tape I can kind of work around, and the tea bag cover, and the illustration. Ah yes, illustration. So I found an illustration of some birds. There's a book, I've got a book of birds, and all the well, they are illustrations. They're not photographs. These are illustrations. They're drawn by somebody, and I really love these illustrations of the finches, the green finches and the goldfinch. We get a lot of these in our garden, and I think they're, particularly the goldfinches, they're absolutely gorgeous. So I thought I might pop an image of, I don't know whether I'll do the goldfinch. I think I might just do the goldfinch. See if I can get the goldfinch in as my illustration. I mean, that's my interpretation of an illustration, in that it's something that's been drawn. I think an illustration is a drawing rather than a photograph, so that is how I've interpreted that prompt. And I think all the prompts are open to interpretation, so I think there's not, I don't think there's any problem with that. It's a case of whether I keep the information with it as well, or I might just put the illustration on. So what I thought I might do is, once I found that all the things that I want to put on here, I think I might just tear that down. I know it's a goldfinch. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me that that's what it is. Okay, so that's my goldfinch, my illustration. So somehow, I mean, I don't really like them all lined up like that, but they're just seeing how they fit on. But what I thought I would do first is actually do a bit of a background with some pieces of vintage papers and things. That these all came in the pack I bought from Rachel, Roxy Creations. I didn't want anything too old looking, too yellowy looking, because this is a really bright modern image. So, and all of these are quite modern images. So I didn't want anything overly yellow behind it, because I thought it would clash a little bit. So I've picked out sort of a few pieces that would just give me a bit of background without changing the colour scheme or being too, I don't know, the colour scheme won't work too well. So I think I quite like a piece of that, just to cover up all this mottled stuff and give me a surface to doodle on as well. So I'm just going to take off the writing. I don't think I need that there. I think it's going to be quite busy anyway, so I really just wanted a bit of light background really. And I've got this piece as well, which I think I'd like to use. So I'm going to just take that, which is much whiter. I'll tear those bits off, and I can use those other bits another time. So I've got those two bits. Got that bit. So I might just, I'm going to have to tear that down so it goes around above the hole, like that, I think. I want to just pop that bit there. Okay, and maybe another bit at the bottom here. So lovely, sort of take off those funny little bits. It's almost like it's frayed there. So I might just put that there at the bottom. And see how that fits on there. I don't know how this is going to, I'm just sort of doing a bit of a patchwork. But then you've got that there, and I think that works okay. How's this going to fit? I'll put that down at the bottom. Yes, it didn't help poor little Lissa that we've just entered our first proper heat wave of the year. And I think when you're full of cold and it's really hot, it just makes you, she just didn't know what to do with herself yesterday. She was just prowling around the house, couldn't settle to playing with anything, which is very unusual for her. She's very good. She does she normally finds lots of things, and she's very good at settling to play, and she just couldn't sort of settle herself down at all. Poor little sausage. But the heat definitely did not help. She didn't want to go and play in the garden, which she always loves to do. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Okay, put that there. So I want to just put something behind here, because I'm going to be putting a little tag in here, so I don't want to cover up too much of this image with the tag. Just try and figure out how they're all going to fit together. Something like that. So I need a little bit of something behind here. Got another piece with a bit of blank paper I can use, I think. Just take the red edge off, I don't really want that. And then I think we'll be alright to start putting things down. And then I can fill in all the little funny little spaces with a bit of washi, a bit of doodling. It might look quite pretty by the time I've finished, with any luck. So, I think this goes... Let's tidy that up a bit. I don't really like that, but I've got I'll have to tidy that edge up. Whoop. Okay, so that can go under there like that. Okay. So we'll start with that, I think. Don't know if I'll do any inking on this. Feels like it's a very much more modern page, so I'm not sure inking is going to quite work, except I think I will be inking my tag, and I will show you why when I get to do it. Alright, so just going to got this little mini Pritt stick that I want to use up, because it's been... No, I can't get the top off, of course, now. My hands are a bit hot. There we go. Okay. There. I think the heat is going to be affecting the glue sticks. It's got very soft. Stick that there. I think this has already got a lot of glue on it because it's such soft glue on the glue stick, so I'll do it like that. Just didn't feel that the actual book page text would quite work on this. I did want to cover up that rather mottled. Sometimes it enhances the page, but I didn't think it would on this one. So let's see. I'm thinking I might need to put this here. I think I might put that there. And have another piece at the bottom. I've got another bit I can use, I think. There. And then this piece can go down here. Yes, I had intended those 2 days. So Sunday was the day I started working on this. So Sunday and Monday were the 2 days I was going to do this week's videos. Had it all planned in my head. And it's now Tuesday afternoon. This is as far as I've got. So got quite a lot going on in the next couple of days as well. So whether you'll see another video from me this week is a bit dubious, just because I just don't have time. I don't know what it is. I don't really plan to have things going on, but it kind of happens. Appointments keep cropping up. where there was nothing for so long now. All the appointments are coming thick and fast for different things. And sticky fingers, somebody. So yeah, life is just carrying on and picking up, and I actually would quite like just being in my classroom all the time. I just want to sit and do videos, but sometimes, you know, you need to be sociable. It's not good to be sort of doing nothing, you know, staying in here when the sun is shining and things need to happen. So yeah, maybe next week I'll have a bit more time, because I've really got this project that I've been talking about that I really want to get on with, but just having trouble finding time to get it started, and I must finish the travel journal first. I won't let myself start the new project until I have finished the travel journal. I've only got that one more, the other side of the page, the final page to do. So that's what I want to do next. Get that finished. Do a bit of a flip through so you can see it all put together. And then I've got my exciting new project. Well, I think it's exciting for me because it's different. It's going to be a file folder folio, but quite a detailed one, and I've really enjoyed making it. I've made a prototype. It's taken me a while, and it'll probably be several videos, but I hope you enjoy making it along with me when I get there, when I get to it, which I hope will be soon. Right, I think I've covered enough of the background now. Okay. Right. Put that right along there. There we go. Let's see now. So she will just pop in that bit there. I'm just going to cut that there so it's not sticking down below the page, and then she just fits in there nicely. Still not quite right, is it? Just hope I haven't worked on. No, I think I must remember to take out the tracing paper for the next page, because it's easy to miss it and then start working on it without taking it off. Okay, so that goes there, and now I've got my tag, which is going to have my prompts. So this is the tag I'm going to use. It's an Amy Tangerine. I think it's some scrapbooking paper by Amy Tangerine, where she had loads of these, almost like hand-drawn tags all over it. And I've just got a whole bunch of different tags that I've collected over the years, mostly when I was scrapbooking. And I just thought the orange colour would work really well with this. So I just thought I'm just going to ink it a little bit, because I had to cut off a little bit of the orange at the sides to make sure it fitted into my tea bag holder. So, and this is the perfect colour. It just matches the colour of the lines, which were already on it. So I'm just going to give it that orange edge. Good, that works well. And then I just need to see, I'll put that in there ready, and then I can make sure everything else shows above it or around it. So I'm going to pop that in like that, and that will go like that. So that's not going to, so actually she can go there, I think, and she's not going to get covered up. And I've got Oh no, not that bit. Where's my little goldfinch? Here's my goldfinch. So I could put that one there, or maybe over the top. Put that there perhaps. Something like that would work, I think. So I've just got a bit of a corner here, but then I've got to put my label, haven't I, for my... Okay, I think I'm going to do something like that. Right, what goes on first? It's hard to work out. I think this goes on first. I think I've got to just tear that down a little bit. I think she'll tuck in there nicely. Alright, let's do that. I don't think this is going to take very long to do. That's the nice thing about these Margarete Miller challenges. Once you've gathered all the bits, that can take a little while, but then it's just a case of fitting them all on the page, isn't it really, and making it all, try and make it all work together as a cohesive whole. But that's the fun part of the challenge. That there. I just have to trim that off a little bit. Now he's going to go over the top. I feel like he needs a little bit of an ink just to make him stand out a little bit. Perhaps I use the same colour, just very lightly around the edge, because he's got a bit of that orange in his body, in his feathers. So maybe just to make sure you can just see the edge. Make sure he's a little bit, stands out just that little bit from the page. I'm going to give him, this is just a Versacolor. I've got loads of these little square ones. I've had these for years, some of them. And this one's still quite nice and juicy. Colour of topaz. Right, so that might just work nicely there. Right, so that goes on last. I think I need to put, now am I going to ink around her as well? It's hard, once you're in the habit of inking just to kind of edge things, it's hard not to. I wonder what I can use to ink around that. Okay, I've got this Distress Oxide, which is Dusty Concord, which might work just around the edge, I think. Don't think I want to do this one in the same orange. I think I might try it with this. Just a light colour. Let's just see. Oops. Put that on flat. Okay. There we are. I think that just enhances it just that little bit. Right, so I think I'm going to use a bit of this. This is some tacky glue. I think I'll use it for the, I don't really want to use the glue stick on this big area, and it's quite thick because it was the cover. It's quite thick, so I think I can use this wet glue without any problem. I'll just leave this bit until after I've tucked my tea bag behind it. Okay, there we are. Alright, that goes there. The bit just needs a bit more, I think. Right. Okay, now I want to put my tea bag on. I want to tuck it there, I think. So this one I think it's going to have to be, I'm going to use all the glues today. Not glitter glue because I want a thin bead around the edges of the tea bag. Such a pretty tea bag. Not that it matters really that much, does it? Because I'm not going to be... The pocket is in the tea bag, not behind it, so I don't really need to worry too much about... In fact, I might just... deliver it across the back as well. I was forgetting that I wasn't going to need to leave it as a pocket itself, just as the... I'm going to use the inside as the pocket. And then let's just hope that this fits just about. It's just a shame it's kind of curving down quite as much as it is. Anyway, let's hope that that sticks. Alright, and then I've got my little illustration of a goldfinch to go here. You can go there. Right, so now all I need to do, where's my topper? There it is. I'll just do a little bit of trimming. So I will need to find a label. I've just had to trim that off there. I want to trim off just that tiny bit. No, look at it. I have to turn it around a little bit. Move everything around so I can just make sure this bit is trimmed a little bit. Okay. I think the second okay is implied. It's nearly there, not quite, but it's okay. Right, so I've got my washi, and I've got a variety of washies to choose from. I do love this washi. So I might put a bit of this up here. It's really pretty. Put a washi up there. Not too far over now. Okay, and I was thinking of having a little bit of this, I think, to go down here. That work? No. Not sure about that colour actually. I think I might just stick with the same one, although I have got a narrow one that might work as well. Maybe that will go there. Alright, a little bit of washi there. And a little bit along here, I think. Alright, now it's doodle time. Now what I want to do is try and pick out some of these leaves, because the rest of the, I don't know if I've still got the rest of the illustration. Oh yeah, it's still in the book. Where is it? So this was the page it came from, so I've got all this, and I thought I would quite like to recreate this in my doodling. So I've got myself a purple pen. Let's see if I can actually do it. I'm not much of a drawer really, but I think I might be able to manage some leaves, some windy leaves on a vine. Let's do it down here. Okay, and then I might just put in a little bit here. I've got to put, yeah, that'll be fine. And then I'll do a little bit going up here. So we've got and I think let me just put a few little bits in the middle of these. And okay, alright, a little bit here. And I want to colour them in a little bit. I'm just wondering, I think it's quite thick. I like pro markers, but they do go right through, and I'm just wondering if I'll be able to risk it. I might just try it on a little bit because I get more colours with that. Right, so I've picked out these different colours of pro markers that I thought would go quite well, and I'm just going to colour in the leaves. I love using pro markers, but they're great as long as you don't worry about what's on the back going through. So I'm just going to try a little bit and see if it's showing through, because it will show through quite quickly, I think. I've just looked at some of the colours that were used in the cover, on the cover illustration, so I just picked out colours that would hopefully tone in with what I've got going on already. Let's just see if it shows through. No, this is quite thick anyway, this board. So I think we're all right. I think we'll be okay. Tricky bit can be taking the tops off. You end up with a great line of ink across your hand. Never mind, they're just so fun to use. Oops. I'll do a bit more up here, I think. Okay, so I've just done the just a little bit more of the leafy viney thing all the way around, filled in all the spaces. I think I've covered most of it. I might just want one more there. Oh, I've got this glittery pen. I forgot to use that. Just use that here. Okay. I'll just colour that in. No, that's fine. Okay, so it's my bit of doodling. It's decidedly rough and ready, but that's all. Doodling is not meant to be particularly accurate or artistic. And this looks quite doodly as well. This was another thing I think attracted me to this image, because it looks quite a doodly sort of image as well. So I think I've got this gap here, which is where I think, oh, I'm going to have to put my tag in, aren't I? So I need to just put I think I'm going to put a bit of this baker's twine on the tag. It's kind of an orangey colour, so that will work right there. And I'll write in my prompts, and then I've got to find somewhere for my label, and then I'll be done. Right. As always, the channel is quite a little hole, so let's hope I can get my twine through it. Yep, not too bad. Too long, of course. Cut that down a bit. Just move my book out the way while I write my prompts. So, they are. A person. There's my person. An image. From a magazine. A doodle. I think it's been thoroughly doodled. Piece of washi tape. Tea bag cover. And the bonus, an illustration. So there we are. There's all the prompts, and I now just need to do the CW planner. Sticky fingers again. Any pens out the way. Don't very often get a chance to get my pens out, so that was quite fun. It's a really different page, this one. Very bright and cheerful. Get rid of all the bits that I don't need. Right, so there we are. The tag tucked in there nicely. So I've just got to find a label. So I've got a sheet of sticky labels, which I'm not sure are going to work colour-wise. We'll have to have a look. So I've got these. I don't know what that's all there for, attached there for. So a yellow one might work. I've got dark, and I've got blue. Oh, there's a pink. Maybe the yellow one. Let's see. I could put it up here, and I could put it over here, or there maybe, right there. Yeah, I think I quite like it there. Hopefully it's sticky enough. It's got a bit of sticky on it, it's alright. Alright, so where's my pen gone? There it is. So it's number hashtag CW planner 2. There it is. So that's this week's Lucky Dip. I enjoyed that. I love the colours. I love the way it sort of all spoke to each other. I mean, the bird doesn't really have much to do with the theme of well-being, I suppose, except that bird watching is for a lot of people helps them to feel better about the world. So, and we certainly get very excited when they pop up in our garden. So there we are, that's my CW Planner 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do join me again soon. I don't know if it'll be this week. I don't know if I'll get another one done, but I will certainly try and get one done at some point this week. It may not appear till next week. So thank you very much for joining me today. Bye for now.